Hello, everyone. This is Mary Elizabeth with Sacred Love Tarot, and this is your collective weekly general energy reading for January the 29th to February the 4th. My goodness, we are almost in February 2024. I hope that February is a more productive month than January. I don't know about y'all, but January was a real pickle for me. Everything about January was just one step forward, 2, 3 steps back. It was just a very chaotic month. And I do hope that this reading finds you happy and well. And I do hope that February is a more productive, positive month for you. So let's see what the overall energy will be for the week of January 29th to February the 4th. So here we go. Goddess of the Moon. Love that card. We're talking about following and using our intuition, speaking our truth, following one's intuition, speaking one's truth, and healing from heartbreak and heartache. You know, sometimes when we feel very heartbroken, sometimes when we're at our wits end, our bottom, just we have a tendency to kind of pull back from everything and everyone. And I think what Spirit is saying here is for you to connect with that divine feminine and to start speaking your voice, speaking your truth. What makes you unhappy? What has broken your heart? What makes you angry? What makes you stamp your feet and slap your hand on a desk and say, God damn it, I'm not going to take it anymore? What does that? Now it's time for you to get that out, to release that, to let that go, to stop allowing that to be, stop allowing your silence to be the foundation you build on. That's what I'm saying for the week of January the 29th to July the 4th. Or I'm July the 4th, February the 4th. And this is all about stepping into your divine goddessness, following your intuition, say what you have to say, and don't be shy. Don't be afraid to say it. Speak your truth and use those words to express how you feel. So people know. You know, sometimes when people do things to get us angry or to piss us off or to upset us or break our heart, sometimes they don't actually know that their words or their actions are affecting us in such a way. And they will continue on with that type of behavior or that pattern of speaking and talking to other people until somebody says, hey, knock it off, because this is what you're doing and this is what you've done. So don't be afraid to speak your truth. Don't be afraid to say what you have to say. And I love that this card came up, because here we are talking about being in a position of authority, in a position of power, but also being in a position of protection. Right? So yes, you do have the power to speak your truth, and yes, you do have the power to stand in your truth and say what you have to say. But this could also be a time for you to start putting boundaries and barriers up. Right? There is this one side of you that's very passionate and confident and independent, and there's this other side of you that really feels that you need to distance yourself from some people who may be taking advantage of you. So there's a conversation that is needed, and this brings stability and balance, but you having the conversation with those who you need to have the conversation with, they may see things differently from you, right? They may see that what they're doing and how they're doing it and what they're saying and how they're saying it you shouldn't be affected that way. Perhaps maybe you're just a little sensitive, right? And this would be a good time for you to say, well, you're wrong, because these are the things that you say, and this is how you say it, and this is how it affects me. And it's not me being sensitive, it's you being incompassionate. It's you spending too much of your time expressing yourself in ways that affect other people that you don't know, that and you don't even stop to think about it, right? So there may be a conversation had, and in this conversation there may be differences of opinion, but you're being guided to not waver. Don't waver. Don't get distracted. right? The Two of Swords is, oh my God, what should I do, right? Should I just not say anything, or should I just like back off or whatever? No, keep focused. Keep focused, because what you're doing is bringing attention to the bad behavior of someone else, and that someone else needs that attention brought to their bad behavior. And by them saying to you, perhaps you're too sensitive, that may be the catalyst for you to go, oh no, okay, sorry, maybe you're right, maybe you're right. No, don't get distracted. Be focused, because you're doing a favor to somebody here, right? If we are too fearful to bring somebody's bad behavior to their attention, then they're going to continue on until someone less compassionate than you brings their bad behavior to their attention, and that may be a problem. So don't get distracted, keep focused, because you're bringing a sense of practicality to somebody's life. You're bringing them down to earth, right? And sometimes people need that. Okay, so we talked about with the Queen of Wands that independence and that passion and that confidence, but also protection. And I feel like the King of Swords is that protection. You saying, this is what I have to do, and this is why I have to do it. And if people don't understand that, then, so it's tapping in not to just that divine feminine, but finding the balance with that divine masculine. And the interesting thing about the King of Swords here is that he's very open to having that conversation, very open to kind of telling someone, hey, this is the problem. This is what's wrong. Let's work through this, right? I'm not here to play the blame game, and I'm not here to point fingers at you, but there is a problem here with the way you communicate and the way you treat people. And by bringing that conversation to light, they kind of get it, right? By pointing out that the way you express yourself to others and the way you treat others, you have a tendency to make people feel this way. And it could bring a lot of unresolved emotions out of people, because perhaps maybe that's the way they were treated before. So that's a lot of kings and queens going on here. So we have the keep focused with the Two of Swords, and the King of Wands is helping you keep focused by bringing your attention to that independent side of you, that passionate side of you, that confident side of you. So don't lose focus on that. Don't lose focus there. And then we have the Five of Swords. Now, with the Five of Swords, I kind of feel that sometimes people want you to kind of feel like what you're doing is a challenge, right? You have to compromise your integrity in order to bring the attention of what someone is doing to them. So this could be the loss of a friendship or the loss of a partnership or a relationship. But with that Six of Pentacles, I also kind of feel that it shouldn't be a debate or an argument in order to express how you feel to someone and kind of bring them back down to earth, right? Bring them back down to, sometimes people just get a little bit ahead of themselves, right? They get a little bit ahead of themselves, and maybe they do, or maybe they don't understand what they're doing and how their words and feelings express other people. But what you're doing here is you're doing someone a favor, right? You're bringing that person kind of back to center, and you're allowing them to, and this doesn't have to be a battle, it doesn't have to be an argument, it doesn't have to be a fight. I mean, if you're friends or coworkers or partners and things like that, it shouldn't have to be this destructive, it doesn't have to be the destruction of a relationship. It could be something positive. And I think that is what you're trying to make it into. You're trying to make it into something positive. And I kind of feel that sometimes they feel maybe a little bit attacked. So out of this, there is this sense, this period of growth out of this for you, this period of stability and balance, but also this period of recognizing that you have what it takes to deal with with this person or this situation or other people like this, right? So you're giving back, and you're doing other people a favor, and you're bringing to the attention of someone who may not see it themselves that the way they react to people can sometimes be detrimental to someone's emotions, or bring up old tapes and or patterns, right? So now you're in a place of patience and divine timing. Now Spirit is offering you an opportunity to move past all of this. And Spirit is also offering you, that opportunity seems like your dream job, right? That opportunity, and this could be a work-related situation. That opportunity feels like your dream job. That opportunity feels like it's opening a lot of doors for you. That opportunity feels like that you are in a position of growing. And I feel like you've grown beyond whatever this scenario and situation is, that you've grown beyond that relationship, beyond that partnership, beyond those people. And now you are kind of like off, ready to do your own thing. And the Death card is about cutting those cords. And there may be a moment while cutting those cords, while releasing that stagnant energy, while closing one chapter of your life and opening the other chapter, that you may feel a little bit of insecurity or doubt or uncertain if this is, did I do the right thing? Did I do the right thing? Did I make the right move? By quitting that job and expressing how I feel and expressing the way they made me feel, did I do the right thing? And I think with the hangman's like, okay, well, let's look at this from a different perspective. Let's look at this on how this relationship or partnership made you feel, how they thought that they could continue to treat people the way they treat people, and not at least have someone be very vocal about it, and then other people come out and be very vocal as well. So what Spirit wants you not to do is forget about it or turn a blind eye to it or just not deal with it, right? Spirit wants you to cut the cords from these situations, relationships, or partnerships, or dynamics, right? Spirit wants you to follow your dreams and to step into this period of balance and stability and many different opportunities, right? And the moment you start cutting cords, the moment you start releasing all of that negative energy from your life, the moment other doors happen to open and other doors close. So by the end of the week, it wouldn't surprise me if you quit your job or you quit this partnership, or you back away from this friendship reluctantly, but you do. And then we have, the Hanged Man with this whole Eight of Swords energy. The Hangman's like, look, let's look at this from a different perspective and ask yourself, why would you make excuses? Why would you put yourself in a place of being the victim if you could easily walk away from this and step into something else, right? There's no victim here. You're not a victim here. You're a person stepping up. You're following your intuition. You're stepping up. You're expressing, this is how you make other people feel with the attitude that you have. This is how you make other people feel when you, and this, as I said, this could be a relationship too, because I know very well in relationships that people get so comfortable that they forget why they got into the relationship in the first place. And then they start demeaning and using awful words and expressing themselves in negative ways toward a person who they said that they love and that they admire. And pretty soon it becomes too much for a person to bear. And it's just so heartbreaking. So Spirit really wants you to look at this from a different perspective. And when you gain that different perspective, you're very much projected forward. With passion and independence and growth and this is just a time of you moving into your element, right? And with the Hanged Man and with the Hermit, there's a lot of divine wisdom here. There's a lot of divine wisdom here, with that King of Swords, there's a lot of cutting through the bullshit here, right? With the Hermit, there's a lot of giving back. There's a lot of being in gratitude, gratitude to spirit, gratitude to self, gratitude to others for having your back and understanding where you're coming from. And then the Seven of Swords is someone doing a little bit of something untowards, lying, cheating, stealing, manipulating a situation. And the Hierophant's like, yeah, no, we totally understand, recognize, and know where this energy is coming from, and we will deal with it. Because we have to deal with it. We will deal with it. And you are dealing with it in your own way. You're not doing anything too drastic. You're connecting with the divine, and the divine is saying, this is how we're dealing with this. And then you make a new path for yourself. You go in a completely different direction. As I said, that it wouldn't surprise me if by the end of the week you either left a job, left a partnership, took a sabbatical from your marriage, but you truly are being guided to cut cords, look at this from a different perspective, and to tap into a little bit of your divine wisdom. So you're taking this new path, and with every new path that we take, we turn back to kind of make sure that this is it. This is where we're going. And then we have the Knight of Cups, someone who comes in to offer words of admiration and appreciation. So there is appreciation and admiration for you because you're opening the eyes to someone's bad behavior, and you're opening up the eyes of other people to their bad behavior as well. It's like the world, it's like somebody being, okay, so you know how sometimes people are so nice in public, but behind closed doors, they're just like a ball of chaos, and they take that chaos out on other people by being disrespectful or by behaving badly and doing things that the people out in the public would be absolutely shocked to know that they did, right? So you're bringing this to light. It's like, I have had enough, and there needs to be a conversation that needs to be had here, because what you are doing, what they are doing, is creating a situation to where there's this false sense of image, this false sense of who they are, right? I will be this way toward these people, and this way toward these people, and this way toward you. And as long as everyone puts me on a pedestal and treats me like, a god, or like the best person ever, then it doesn't matter how I treat anyone else, as long as, I'm keeping up here status. And the problem with that is that people are easily duped and deceived by up there status, right? There are so many people out in this world who will tell you, follow me and I can save you, or do this and you'll never be the same again, or do that, and then absorb your energy, absorb your money, things never change, and you're kind of back to square one. And behind closed doors, these people are laughing, and they're counting the cash, and they're going on fancy trips, and they're doing things that, if that was brought out to the general public would be mortified on how these people treat others behind closed doors. Mortified. I watched a documentary about this guru person who people worship him and loved his music, and behind closed doors he was assaulting women, and he had no respect for the divine feminine at all. But out in public, he was the best father and the best husband. So people, I have a tendency to believe that some people have two faces: the face that they use out in public, the face that they use behind closed doors. You have the freedom to get out of this situation, regardless if it's a relationship, a partnership, a family dynamic, or a job situation. You have the freedom to get out of it. And you're being guided to see the beauty in yourself. Always see the beauty in yourself. Always see the beauty in what you're able to accomplish and achieve. You are going through a beautiful, wonderful, amazing transformation. And you should most definitely be open to that and allow that the Hanged Man and the Hermit. Allow them to guide you to this beautiful transformation, but you're doing the right thing. We talked earlier about gratitude. Universal love shines through the miracles of life around you. Magnificent. You are amazing, magnificent, and unique, but most importantly, you are enough. And Starseed. Raise the vibration of the planet through your radiant, loving light. So we have one more card that I am going to pick, and it's going to be from Postcards from Spirit. And this is what it says. Dearest you, sometimes it's wonderful to give, but there are times you might find yourself overgiving. Now may be a good time to check in and see where you might be cutting off the flow of abundance. Let others give to you even if you are most comfortable being generous and being the giver, the healer, the rescuer. In the art of living, we sometimes overlook an important skill, receiving gracefully and with gratitude, without diminishing yourself or trying to deny vulnerability or bringing an agenda of equality to it. Receiving is hard for some people, maybe even you. You do not need a this for that in your exchange with others. You are doing good in the world, and let the world give back and support you. Then you can give up the old stories that have you convinced you have to do everything alone with no help. Let your well be filled. We all love you so much, Spirit. So again, thank you for allowing me to do this reading for you today. Again, this is your general collective energy reading for January 29th to January 29th to February 4th. Thank you so very much. Know that you're divinely guided and loved.